185 years ago, a little girl died up here on October Mountain in the Berkshires of western Massachusetts. Her name was Anna Pease. After the logging community died out and the towns went away, Anna and the cemetery up here was all but forgotten, if not for a ghost story. After telling that story on New England Legends, we got a phone call from Palmer, Massachusetts. It turns out this story was able to reunite a family. Back in 2012, we heard the tale of a young girl's ghost said to haunt a small abandoned cemetery somewhere on the vast October Mountain. We're kind of near the top, and we've heard ghost stories about a young girl specifically.
Yeah, people seem to, people say they hear a child or see a child.
So there was a child buried up here?
There may have been more children. There may be headstones that have just been totally taken over by the ground.
Great. Anna Pease?
Anna.
Age 10 years, 9 months. I think in some cases a ghost is history demanding to be remembered. And there were people that lived here, worked here, and died here. Recently that episode aired again, and we got a phone call from Nelson Pease. It seems Mr. Pease could trace his ancestors back to young Anna on October Mountain. He asked us if we would show him the cemetery so he and his family could pay their respects.
My name is Nelson Pease, and we've been able to trace the Pease family in America back to 1634. And their branches went out, some to Martha's Vineyard in the whaling trade, and others out to the Berkshires.
Nelson, what happened when you watched New England Legends? What did you think when you saw your name come up?
My wife and I were just watching casually on the couch, and she said, "Wait a minute. That's Anna Pease on that grave." And I looked up and sure enough, there she was. Looks like she died in 1829 at the age of 10 or 11.
Right.
And we felt for her and we wanted to find that grave.
As we made our way up the back roads to October Mountain, I thought about how these legends connect us. Even in our modern world filled with Facebook, Twitter, and 24/7 news cycles, folklore survives. It just travels a little faster now. So Nelson, do you think this is a place you would have found otherwise?
I don't think I could have found this place. Look how isolated it is. I'm glad we had some of you guys showing it to us.
But you know, it's really quiet and peaceful up here.
It's beautiful.
And I can't think of a better final resting place.
I agree with you, and I hope we can find the stone of Annie Pease.
For one reason or another, I keep coming back here. Searching for a ghost was what first brought me here years ago, but somehow this journey seems more noble. Well, here we are on the top of October Mountain. This cemetery's been all but forgotten.
It certainly has.
Except for a story that drew me here years ago, and someone showed me where it was, and it's really an honor to bring you guys to the very spot.
We're glad to be here.
So this is the resting place of Anna Pease.
Wow, and here we are. Look at how it's fallen down and probably hasn't been visited for 100 years.
So what are we going to do here today?
Well, we have 7 Peases here. Every one of these is a Pease. My granddaughter, Corinne, my grandson, Timothy, my son's wife, Christiane, and my son, Benjamin, my wife, Beverly, and the youngest Pease of all is John. We thought we'd bring a small antique organ, which my wife plays, and a rose for each of us to lay on the grave. And one of our favorite songs, just by coincidence, has always been Stephen Foster's Gentle Annie. He's the one who wrote Oh Susanna, Dixie, and so on, but he wrote Gentle Annie, and how better a song than to sing at Annie's gravesite.
Ghost stories and legends matter. They connect us with our ancestors from long ago. And there's always an element of truth with any legend, otherwise you'd never pass it along.
Thou wilt come no more, gentle Annie, like a flower thy spirit did depart. Thou art gone, alas, like the many that have bloomed in the summer of my heart.
Years ago, I heard the story of a ghostly girl said to haunt an abandoned cemetery near the top of October Mountain. Through researching that story, we were able to give the girl a name again, Anna Pease. And now, after 185 years, telling that story has reunited a family.